Have you ever felt that gut-wrenching, sinking feeling of failure, like the world is crumbling around you and you've hit a dead end? I know I have. We all have. It's a universal human experience. But what if I told you that this feeling, this very moment of what we call failure, is not an end, but a beginning? What if it's the most powerful tool you have for building a stronger, smarter, and more resilient version of yourself? Stick with me, because today we're going to completely reframe how you see failure. It's not the enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Let's be honest, from a young age we're taught to fear failure. Red marks on a test, not making the team, a project that doesn't work out. We're conditioned to see these as signs of inadequacy. Society celebrates winners, success stories, and overnight sensations. But here's the secret they don't always tell you. Behind every single success story is a mountain of failures. Think about it. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter was finally accepted. Michael Jordan was famously cut from his high school basketball team. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination. Did they stop? No. They used their setbacks as fuel. They learned, they adapted, and they came back stronger. This isn't just a cliché motivational quote. It's a fundamental principle of growth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of the journey to success. So, how do we actually start embracing it? The first step is to shift our mindset. We need to move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset says, I failed, so I must be bad at this. I should just quit. It sees abilities as static and unchangeable. But a growth mindset says, I failed, so what can I learn from this? How can I improve for next time? It sees challenges as opportunities to develop our abilities. Let's get practical. The next time you experience a setback, I want you to try this. Instead of beating yourself up, grab a notebook and perform what I call a failure autopsy. It sounds a bit grim, but it's incredibly powerful. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. First, what exactly went wrong? Be specific. Don't just say, I messed up. Was it a lack of preparation? A miscommunication? An assumption that turned out to be false? Pinpoint the root cause. Second, what went right? This is crucial. Even in the biggest messes, there's almost always something you did well. Maybe you showed courage by trying in the first place. Maybe you built a good relationship with a client even if the project failed. Acknowledging the positives prevents you from spiraling into negativity and gives you a more balanced perspective. And third, the most important question, what will I do differently next time? This is where the magic happens. This is where failure transforms into a lesson. Your answer becomes your action plan for the future. It's not just about thinking. It's about creating a concrete strategy for improvement. By doing this, you're not just dwelling on the past, you're actively building a better future. You're turning a painful memory into a valuable asset. This process builds something incredibly important: resilience. Resilience isn't about avoiding getting knocked down. It's about how quickly you get back up. Every time you face a failure, analyze it and try again, you're doing a rep at the mental gym. You're strengthening your resilience muscle. The first time you fail, it might feel devastating. The 10th time? It still stings, but you know the drill. You know you can handle it. You know you will learn from it, and you know you will survive. This resilience is what separates people who achieve their long-term goals from those who give up at the first hurdle. Life is unpredictable. It will throw curveballs at you. Your career, your relationships, your personal projects. None of them will follow a perfectly straight line to success. There will be bumps, detours, and roadblocks. The people who thrive are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who have learned to navigate the failures with grace and determination. They see a roadblock not as a dead end, but as a chance to find a new, perhaps even better, path. Think of learning to ride a bike. Did you just hop on and pedal away perfectly? Of course not. You fell. You scraped your knee. Maybe you cried a little, but you got back on. Each fall taught you something about balance, speed, and steering. Your failures were essential data points that your brain used to figure it out. Personal growth works in exactly the same way. Every mistake, every awkward conversation, every project that does not pan out is a scraped knee on the path to mastering the bike of your life. Another key part of embracing failure is separating your actions from your identity. A failed project does not make you a failure as a person. Making a mistake does not make you a stupid person. This is a critical distinction. Your worth as a human being is constant and is not defined by your successes or your failures. When you can detach your self-worth from the outcome of your efforts, you liberate yourself to take more risks. And taking risks is essential for a life well lived. If you only ever do things you know you can succeed at, you'll live in a very small, very boring box. The greatest joys, the biggest breakthroughs, and the most profound learning experiences all lie just outside your comfort zone, in the realm where failure is a real possibility. When you're not afraid of failing, you're free to be creative, to innovate, and to try things that might just change your life or even the world. Let me give you a personal example. When I first started creating content like this, I was terrified. What if no one watched? What if people left mean comments? My first few attempts were frankly not great. The lighting was bad, I stumbled over my words, and the editing was clumsy. I could have looked at the low view count and decided, well, I'm a failure at this, and quit. But instead, I chose to see it as my training ground. I performed a failure autopsy on each video. The lighting is bad? Okay, I'll research three-point lighting. I'm stumbling over my words? I'll practice my script more and speak slower. The editing is clumsy. I'll watch tutorials on how to make better cuts. Each failed video wasn't a failure. It was a lesson. It was a stepping stone. And slowly, bit by bit, things started to improve. The resilience I built during that early phase is what allows me to sit here and talk to you with confidence today. So, I want to challenge you. This week, I want you to actively look for a small, safe way to fail. Try something new that you know you won't be good at immediately. Try cooking a difficult recipe, learning a few chords on a guitar, writing a short poem, or trying a new workout. Go into it with the expectation that you will not be perfect. The goal isn't to succeed. The goal is to try, to learn, and to experience what it feels like to stumble and get back up in a low-stakes environment. Practice saying, "Oops, that didn't work. Let's try it another way." Feel how that changes the emotional charge of the moment. You're building a new habit, a new neural pathway in your brain that equates failure with learning, not with shame. Remember, the goal isn't to become someone who never fails. That's impossible. The goal is to become someone who is not afraid to fail. Someone who sees every setback as a setup for a comeback. Someone who understands that growth and comfort cannot coexist. By embracing failure, you are choosing growth. You are choosing resilience. You are choosing to become the strongest, most capable version of yourself. Your past failures do not define you. How you respond to them does. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this has given you a new perspective on a topic we all struggle with. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on personal growth and living a more intentional life. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What is a failure that taught you a valuable lesson? Let's share and learn from each other. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and don't be afraid to fail forward.